this started. Alaska, 2014, the Juge trip. We entered Canada going to Vancouver to catch the ship. The ship was known as the Statendam, Holland America. Here's Max and Isabel champagning themselves. Dessert. The old Statendam. Some of the artwork.
$100.
Here's Isabel with a little doggy show, magic doggy show.
That was the atrium. Mermaids.
Okay. Here we enter in Ketchikan. On this, Granny went one way and Dick went the other. I went with Max, she went Isabel. I went fishing with Max. You'll see photos of us in a minute.
I went to the Totem Bite State Park, it was called. It was very interesting. This is the log rolling contest.
Okay, yeah. So this is still Ketchikan, going fishing with Max and Dick. Of course, we didn't get a bite, but we had a beautiful day and a gorgeous fishing trip.
That's a young eagle. They don't get the white top until later. Now we're in Juneau. We picked up our friend Doak Walker, who took us around. This is the interior of the Red Dog Saloon. Famous place, although when Dick did it in the 50s, it was not in that same location. This is back to the fish hatchery. Here's Glacier again.
We're up on the glacier this time. That's one of the waterfalls coming down.
The kids tried to walk to the waterfalls, but it was just too far.
We're over in Robert, Alaska. Douglas, overlooking Juneau.
Right up in there. Right? Above the ship.
Right above the first ship there.
View of Juneau from
Look right up
Douglas.
on the angle. You can almost see part of the foundation, but it's grown up.
Sandy
It's
Beach
grown up so
in Juneau, Alaska.
God, I haven't
all the
been-
years.
It was a big part of the landscape.
And then there's see the tram.
Right.
On all these boards,
You've done
you'll
that.
see 2 or 3 cruise ships docked, all about the same time. There's that Sandy Beach. There's Doak Walker, Dick and Nan. This is Doak's favorite food place for fish and chips. The kids were kind of tired. And that was a Madam tour. We did not take that one.
In Skagway.
This is Skagway. Going on our rafting trip, which we didn't quite realize it was going to be a rafting trip. It was absolutely, the water's only about 2 feet deep. Lots of fun for us. Eagles in the trees, all over the place. This is an eagle preserve area. They look cold, but really they're not cold.
So an eagle grows.
One man rowing this rubber boat with 7 people in it.
Yeah.
We're aboard the catamaran ferry that takes you to from Seward.
See now, what?
Skagway to Ames.
No, but I'm talking about what.
There's a ship in Skagway. Now we're in Glacier Bay.
We saw a few chunks fall. What do they call it? Calving. When the ice falls off the side of the bridge.
That's what I'm saying.
Saw a few, but
Yeah, one's in the restroom.
as you can see, the water's calm as can be. Everybody has to have their picture taken with the glacier behind them. People were very accommodating and move in and out of the railings so people could get pictures and a good view.
Now we're on our way from I have a sideways view here just so that you can kind of get an idea what it feels like. With these cameras, you got to hold them a certain way. You get a sideways view. This is a trip from Skagway to
So she's just,
this train is facing each other.
she does have the Mexican
Which is very nice. As you can see, the view is spectacular. That was the train move on. Yes, old Max is pooped. This train rides are too confining for kids. They're confining for old folks like me too. Well, here we are in Anchorage, and our only activity in Anchorage is a float plane trip. And we flew over Anchorage and out into the marsh they call it, in Tundra.
Transportation. I think there are more float planes than cars.
They call it one of the busiest airports for float planes in the world. That was our flying service. They were great. Here we are, all with our earphones on so we can hear what the pilot has to say. There's Granny. What did you see down there, Nance?
Well, you could see something they called a trumpet swan, but they were little tiny white dots. It was really too hard to get photos. That's our captain, or pilot rather, I guess it's called one. That was with a crew when they came in.
This is the train ride from Anchorage. No, that's still that train
No,
ride.
this is Anchorage in the valley. When we went down to have breakfast. This is
Okay,
the-
yeah, that was the breakfast area,
This
right?
is the big
Okay.
8-hour tour.
Train ride. Woo! That's long. But it's obviously gorgeous scenery, as you'll see on these slides.
And there's narration the whole time, so they explain what you're seeing. Mountains. The tides, of course, come and rise 20 feet sometimes.
Trains aren't really that fast. They average about 30 miles an hour.
That was on my shirt. I took a picture of that mosquito.
They call that the Alaska state bird.
This was a little tour trip by covered wagon. We had about, I guess, 30 people all together, and went to this lodge, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and had a chuck wagon type dinner.
Called the Black Diamond.
On the way back, they let Isabel Max ride up front. This was our tour guide, Magdalena. She was from the Czech Republic.
The Croatian was the guy at the whip.
Yeah, he was from Croatia. Adrian was his name. Big old Belgian horses. Not quite like the Budweiser
What
horses.
kind of animal is that? All right, this is on the
Yeah.
Denali Tundra trip.
Good zoom.
We would see wildlife, but they would not let us.
The one in the middle is a big boy.
The guide had a camera that he could zero in on the animals, and then it would show on a TV screen. Quite impressive. These are called Dall, D-A-L-L, sheep, named after some man.
This is professional photos, but beautiful.
That's a real one.
This is a nanny picture
That's a Dall sheep. That's the outhouses.
on the Tundra. This is our bus.
It's like a little village. It's a crazy LSU guy putting the elk horns on his head. Not elk, moose.
That's-
Max lost the tooth.
That's a fox, right?
Isabel spotted that fox. You just walking along the road. There she is pretending to be a forest ranger. That's a moose, I think. Seagull. Surprised you
They
see
have
'em
these
all
Alaskan terns. What do they call them? These terns.
in their torpor. So
This
yeah,
is
the
an
bears
outlet.
are awake at
Where we
times
stopped at,
in their
the
winter
bus.
dams.
This is just oh no, actually the bus is underway here, going around.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Although the cubs are only about a pound or a pound and a half at birth.
These tour guides do a marvelous job of moving people and explaining what to do.
Yeah, they're born bold.
Well done.
That tundra tour is part of the package with the
Dinner meal and show all out Alaska. That was Joe. That's we call that something to keep the food away from the animals. And for $1 you could get a kiss. A man could get a kiss. That's part of the actors from the show. It was a lot of hurry up and wait, but you didn't mind because you got to visit with people.
This was the highlight of the trip as far as Max was concerned.
This is a
Obviously,
protected area.
I have to give you
There
a
you
few
go.
sideways videos so that you
Where's the
can kind of
babies?
see.
I see them. I see them.
We saw an animal right
back.
Right behind him, see him?
This got you up and close. Magnificent views. There they are.
See that white power down there? That's our power plant.
God was Sean. We were the only ones signed up for this group trip.
That kind of looks like
And so he just took us on his own little tour. He did not follow the rules. It was called the Hidden Treasure Tour by Golf Cart, but it was more like a bucking bronco ATV.
It's not yet, Lee. It's okay, man.
Yeah,
Some
right.
of it was a lot more
Right.
bumpy.
Kids love this trip. They just love this 4x4 trip. Now this is the big dog show, the Husky show. And I mean, they couldn't have been happier than they were at this very moment in their trip.
Yeah.
You should see and get You can see the dogs, it's amazing.
Famous Iditarod winner put a group of dogs together and did like a demonstration.
Oh, that's okay.
Everybody gets to hold the animals.
Those are puppies.
6-day-old puppies. That one's on top of his house. Each one of those are their own little cabins or what do you call it, doghouse.
Well, this is the last night in Denali here.
Pizza. I'm tired.
You're tired. Isabel, look at me for a second. What do you think?
You know, just in case.
Thank you,
Everyone so
darling.
far. Another Dr. Pepper.
So where are you from?
Look how bright it is outside.
Here we're visiting the Ed Stocks and Ann Munch Thomas folks who married.
Action. So what is your name?
Isabel.
Almost a year
All right,
ago,
who you taking
quite a year
pictures
ago.
of?
On the left is Mr. Ed. Then the lady in the red and white striped shirt is Miss Elizabeth.
And
Where did I get Elizabeth from?
who am
And the striped man, Mr. Dick Juge, and the lady in the cheetah print sweater is Miss Nancy Juge.
Okay, well, let's ask Ann and Ed about what do they think about married life.
Married life is great.
It's wonderful, wonderful.
Well, what's it like living up here?
Different,
Different?
but exciting.
Some days it's cold, some days
days-
it's warm. Yeah.
Right.
But it's not
It's a beautiful area to live.
a
There you
special
go.
place when you see a U.S. Navy submarine going down your front.
Watch the
Yard.
video,
Look
Isabel.
across the Hood Canal and see the Olympic Mountains when it's not cloudy.
Right over there. Would you just kind of scoot around so we can see a
And we
little
can
bit?
see, and that's Hood Canal.
There you go.
Salt water goes out to the ocean, part of Puget
It's
Sound.
down very deep.
Now, we're going into their garden.
That's enough. Okay.
No, I'm going all the way around. The house.
House.
That's the
Come on,
house.
I'm in charge of this
I
production.
don't think. You think that
People are
airplane
gonna be
has
like,
to do
"Ooh."
anything
Okay.
surveillance with those submarines? Like
No,
it's
I
not,
don't think
And we're
it
having
has
a
anything
good
to do
time
with it.
seeing everybody.
Because he's
Yeah.
going away.
Everybody
Okay.
come back and see
You-
us.
Okay, this is her. What do you call this?
She calls this her forest. She has, I don't know what she's,
Velkommen.
maybe 7 acres or something. Whatever it's called.
We are getting ready to get on the ferry to Bainbridge. We were concerned that we might be in a long line. We were right up front, got right on it. This is the view from the front of the ferry as it's on the way. I tell you, it was cold. Of course, I didn't have a coat on. Up, might have this a little bit out of order, but there you go.
Coming into Seattle. This was a night at the movies and the shopping center. We're trying to squeeze into those little bitty carts. It's only too big. Got too big on us. This was like a Peruvian band playing music. The view from the top of the Needle. That's a building that will have that sculpture, if you want to call it, on the top. I zeroed in on it. I don't know what it was supposed to represent. But a lot of art up there. A lot of sculpture, art, painting, bronzes. Boat activity, big time. And that's where we had one of our breakfasts. Seattle's a booming place. That's the monorail. Takes you from the Needle down to the fish market area.
That's it, though. It didn't go much further than that.
And of course they sell drinks in containers shaped like the Needle itself. Next to the Needle is a museum of glass. It was beautiful. This, of course, is they call the Pike Place Market, and they have everything from flowers to candy to jewelry to seafood. Beautiful stuff. Very crowded. We were there on a Sunday. It was very crowded. Pike Place Market. Sample of the vegetables. Lady and her dog. Beautiful shrimp. Sweet peas. Bachelor button, the blue one. My grandmother grew those. That's the market. Those were oyster shooters. Little jars of oysters you could just swallow. I thought $14 for an oyster knife was sort of high. Famous Pig. It's actually a bank container. They put it to some charitable use. Got some good cherries there too. Washington State cherries. Asparagus for the asparagus lovers. And in the middle of it all, here comes the fire truck. There's some kind of candy coated in coconut. Cherries usually in stems of 2, but there was a 3. And this is similar to what we see in the French Quarter, lady all covered in bronze. As you can see, we had some gray skies that day. It rained off and on. That's all glass sculpture. That's on the inside of the face.
Well, that is all, folks. But at any rate, that was a quick overview of our